Hi, you're watching SightsIn Plus, and this is Romesh Shivasto. Please do subscribe the channel for the HR news, for HR updates, and conversation with the top Nasi HROs. Today, we are going to discuss about the hiring challenges and trends for the year 2024. And we are privileged to have two senior HR leaders. Let me introduce Ms. Deepthi Mehta. She is Chief Human Resource Officer at Interface Microsystems. And Mr. Amit Sahu, he is a Vice President and Global HR Head at the Narwhal. Dipti, if we look at the current work environment, so I think there are certain key factors that may influence the hiring in India. One is the economy. So economy, certain part of the world is not doing good. There's a slowdown. So this is a factor that can influence the hiring in India. Second, some advanced technologies. Right now, we have the boom of generative AI. So this can influence the hiring in India. Third is the working model. So there is a push to work from the office as of now. Maybe we can settle down somewhere in 2024 with a 2 days work from office, 3 days work from office. So this is also, I think, one of the key factor that may influence the hiring in India. And last, I think I don't know this is the key factor or not, but we have the general elections in India in 2024. So this is also a factor I think that can also influence the hiring. In such a scenario, how do you foresee that what are going to be the hiring challenges in 2024?
Uh, yeah, so thanks, Romesh, for having us here. So would love to answer to your questions. So yeah, the hiring, as you said, I currently work with auto sector. For us, the EV is coming in, the kind of pace which we are in, and the technology plays a big role. The technology is constantly changing here. The trends are evolving, completely evolving, and if you are, if you have to look at the technology, every third day the technology is changing, EV is coming, and it is becoming a big issue, major issue for us, especially in auto sector. How to retain the talent, how should we hire, which technology of the guys we should hire, we should make them on board. Having said that, currently, if I have to take an example, there's this technology called AutoSAR, which is very niche in the market, but we know we have hired people, so you have to train people. So currently the talent itself is not available, so as if now, because this is such a niche talent, wherein you have only few people who knows this particular technology, which has been started, and it has been started from Germany. Only the people, those who have worked in Germany, only the people, those who have taken training there, is only been trained in AutoSAR kind of sector. So if I have to look at people, the demand of the compensation is becoming such a huge demand, which is there currently. So this is becoming a big challenge. What if I hire these guys right now? Of course, I train them, I spend money on them, and after 6 months, it is evolving, it is changing again. What next is going to come? So that has been a big challenge. So we as an organization, what we are proposing and what we are doing, we are taking freshers from good colleges, make training them into a different technology, and one particular employee has been getting trained for 2 3 technologies, wherein of course we are investing in talent, but ultimately the challenge is becoming for us is retention. So this overall, now gig technology is coming, gig workforce is coming, so they're getting lot many opportunities. So it has become a big hiring challenge for us, rather in 2023, and 2024 is going to be more. Reason being, we are putting more efforts on sustainability, and then it has to be EV is the sector which is coming in, and every now and then it is getting changed. Number two, while working in this particular sector, it is very important for us to have diversity and inclusion in place. And diversity, especially for a women workforce, becomes a big challenge in auto sector, because you have to work on the field. It's not you have to go and do a selling. It is like you are working on a technology wherein you have to test, you have to do a lot of testing on the vehicle. So until unless the person do not know how are they making it, and until unless it's not been tested again, then it is becoming a big challenge. So women workforce is also a big kind of challenge for us. And third is the monitoring the industry trends, what we are doing, and there what our competitors are doing. It has become a big kind of problem for us. It is a big challenge for us to retain the talent. So these three, and moreover, the fourth thing which I could foresee is a passive candidate. So wherein you have active candidates, of course, but they do not have that particular skill, because you need a person day one ready, because skill is very very less in the people, right? So whenever you hire any kind of person, whenever you are hiring any kind of person who is trained, of course they have been asking for you know huge money, which at times becomes a challenge for HR, because you have to maintain the parity. So these are the challenges which we could foresee, but ultimately what we have done is we are making a train the trainer session, wherein we are training our workforce. And going forward, of course, after a year, maybe we will also be ready for gig workforce, wherein project based hiring we will also start doing it. So this is where I personally feel in our kind of sector. Vis-a-vis, I have worked in IT sector, I have worked in manufacturing setup. There are people in R&D, but the skills are available. You can train those people, you can hire interns, and they can work on live projects. But here the kind of technology which is changing now and then, especially in vehicles, especially in auto sector, is becoming a big challenge for us. This is where I would like Amit to just add on few more points from IT standpoint.
Yeah, right. I think very beautifully you have explained about the hiring challenges 2024. You talked about some green skills, EV skills, and the compensation. And I think if we talk about the green skills and green jobs, so the demand is outpacing the supply as of now in India. Very, very beautifully you have explained. Amit, what would you like to add here as a hiring challenges in 2024?
I think Deepti has covered it very well, because talent shortage is there in all the industries, right? Because we are actually looking at finding very niche talent, because the requirement has become very, very specialized nowadays. And the shortage is expected to be in tech-related fields, healthcare, and other specialized sectors. Uh, More two things that I would also like to add, other than compensation, talent retention, and diversity and inclusion that Deepti emphasized on. The other one is the candidate experience. Because with the job market becoming increasingly competitive, employers will face the challenge of differentiating themselves to attract and retain top talent. So this includes, streamlining the application process, offering clear communication, and providing a personalized candidate experience. Providing a positive and seamless candidate experience will continue to be important as we try to attract, awesome talent to the company. And of course, the remote work transition. So we have to find out a middle path in between being a fully remote organization or fully work from office organization, because employees are expecting, flexibility at workplace. So these are some of the challenges which is continue to be there, which is going to be there in 2024.
Yeah, of course, Amit. I think I can quite resonate with you. Talent shortage, this is the challenge. Green skill, that is a challenge. And one more challenge, that is the adoption of technology. So, we can see a lot of implementation of generative AI and recruitment in 2024. But this adoption has also a challenge. You need to upgrade your people so that they can utilize this technology. How do you see the HR leaders are going to overcome with this challenge in 2024?
So Gen AI, I think, is going to play a massive, transformative role in the hiring process in 2024. Now, to name a few, let me share one thing is that most of the companies are moving into, new age ATS, where Gen AI, generative AI as a feature, integration with ChatGPT, and, integration with machine learning and all has already taken place in the backend in those new age applicant tracking systems. So why this is happening? There are two aspects to it. One is successfully executing it in day to day and understanding the objective of why there is this need of new technologies in the hiring process. So the first thing is we have to look at enhancing candidate sourcing and screening Today, if you post a job, I can quote something. In the last 6 months, we have posted about 26 jobs on LinkedIn, and we got more than 95,000 applications. So imagine 95,000 application. My team is very lean, and they have to go through that. So Gen AI is definitely, helping us do the candidate sourcing, screening. The advanced algorithms and machine learning capabilities are enabling recruiters to go through large volumes of resume, identify relevant candidates, and assess their qualification based on the given job description. I spoke about personalized candidate experience earlier, and Gen AI is going to help in giving that personalized candidate experience. Because today everybody is looking at how you can customize experience for me. And candidates really get very excited when they see a personalized candidate experience. We also use Gen AI to a larger extent to make decision making. So LinkedIn has something called a LinkedIn Talent Insights, which at any given point of time, it gives real data and insights into where are your talent pool, in which companies they are, in which state, geography they are, and any demographic you can pick up, so that it can help you make a great decision making, and data driven decision making to get approvals from the management as well. So that is there. And of course, Gen AI definitely helps in automating all the administrative tasks, because it enables recruiters to focus on strategic activities and relationship building, and repetitive tasks such as scheduling interviews, sending status updates to candidate, and managing communication with applicants are all taken care by the new technologies. And of course, skill assessment and upskilling is another area where Gen AI technologies are expected to enable more precise skill evaluations, gap analysis, and personalized learning recommendation for candidates, and aligning talent development and organizational needs with future skills requirements. Ramesh.
Yeah, right. Amit. If you would like to add here something in terms of the generative AI and recruitment, and also I'd like to know from you that the green skill, as you talked about, the EV skills. So these niche skills are not readily available in the market as per demand. So you need to upgrade, you need to upskill your current workforce, the existing workforce of the organization. How you are going to cope up with this challenge in coming year 2024?
First of all, I would like to add, which Amit had said. So, one particular thing which worked pretty well for us is this is the integration of our AI, AR, the augmentation reality, and the virtual reality. These technologies have really helped us in the for candidate experience part, which Amit was just emphasizing on. It gives a complete visibility how about the company culture, what is the work environment, the videos interview, the virtual conversation, the assessment, which becomes a part of the day-to-day hiring process. So another thing which we use in our organization is the data analytics part, wherein while taking a decision, while making a decision while hiring, this gives us a more informed decision, like what is candidate preference, what is the kind of optimizing recruitment strategies, if there is any biases, any kind of improvement of the overall the effectiveness of hiring process, which really increase. Third, the thing which worked pretty well for us, it helped us in the people analytics, wherein you might be having some of the people, they while giving an interview, you don't really get to know in a half an hour interview, but while you give them this particular data driven test, the kind of Power BI tools, this that, so this gives you a complete visibility of that candidate, how he and she is very good at his or her work, or is she is only good at while communicating or giving an interview. So it's a pretty these tools have been helping us pretty well, which we are using it in our day-to-day operation. Once it comes to upskilling, Romesh, once you have said, so what we, because training has also become an integral part of now hiring process. So what we have done is, because as I said, the niche talent talent is hardly available. So what you have to do is, of course, you have to build the talent within the organization. Building the talent is one game, another is retaining the talent is also becoming a one game. So what we have started doing is, those who are doing a good job, they have been made as a role models, they've been become a young leaders who are training the new fresh lot which is coming in. We call train the trainer. So what we have done is, we have been emphasizing on, one is train the trainer, another is a buddy program, wherein what we do is, the person who's very good at job, two people are shadowing, right? And they once then there are a couple of tests and everything, and the experience which we take it from them, and then we put them on floor. That has been working pretty well. If I say I have to take a skilled manpower, because every organization, every company is having different sort of business requirements. Might be your requirement is different than mine, so you have to train that person and mold that person according to your culture, according to your work environment, and according to your product line. So this is what has been working pretty well. What we have done is, train the trainer is one. Another is shadowing, which is pretty important. Of course, the person is joining the organization within, for 6 weeks, he or she will be having one buddy with them, two buddies with them. They are day in and out, works together, and then we make sure that they are there available. Third is, nowadays young workforce, they need the hybrid, right? And in our sector, it has become pretty big issues, because our clients are having very, very strict timelines, and they need the job. So what we have done, we started doing a rotation for these people. Of course, we are not making them work on the night shift, but rotating the tasks, wherein we expect your task should be completed irrespective you do it in 6 hours or 8 hours. That flexibility we have started giving, rather than giving them work from home, because our kind of organization cannot work from home, especially these techies. They have to come, they have to test the software, they have to put it in a vehicle, then they have to check the vehicle is up and running or not, and then testing starts. So I can't afford to give them the work from home. But what we have done is, we have given them a flexibility to work, do your task in 6 hours, 4 hours, and 8 hours, whatever is needed. Of course, the quality should be there. And that is how we have been managing this particular workforce. It is pretty difficult for managing this millennial workforce, because everyone is now expecting young talent to come in and do the job. Nobody is ready to train a lateral talent. So this is where we stand, Romesh, today.
Yeah, absolutely, Deepti. Deepti, you also stressed on compensation. Especially the meeting the expectations of candidate. Now there's a one more trend. If you receive the application and you ask about the expected CTC, expected salary, then the response comes with a clause that if the job is remote, work from home, then this is my expected CTC. How do you see this is also a challenge, and how you are going to deal with this?
Okay. So, one thing which I would like to say before I answer your question, Romesh. So, one is very clear nowadays, this gig workforce, the millennials, they are, of course, they are expecting CTC. And whenever you ask their expectation, this is as per industry trend, 50-60% is a common question and answer which keeps on coming. So nowadays, what people ask more is the flexibility at work rather than only money. They are asking for what are the benefits which are available. They are asking for work life balance. They're asking for what are the medical facilities which are there. They're asking for what are the recreational activities which is there in your office, right? These all things have also become a part of compensation. So they are not even only demanding the compensation. They know what is the demand out in the market. They've been negotiating on these particular front. They are ready to compromise on compensation, but not ready to compromise on your work life balance, your flexibility at job, hybrid, as you said it, mentioned it rightly. We need remote working. We just want to come 2 days a week, 3 days a week. So we've been managing this, as I mentioned it. We have given them a flexibility at job. We have made sure that they are working freely. There is no boss and subordinate culture which we have kept it, especially for our engineering sector, if you ask about. Because nowadays organizations are also pretty clear. If you have to get the job done, you have to meet their expectation. But at the same time, we make sure that they've been following proper protocols of corporates, wherein the proper training has been given, the feedbacks has to be given. Of course, they have to put, then in return we ask them to share their feedback. We are having constant HR business partner discussions which keeps on happening every week, making sure that whatever the cost which we have spent on one person, it takes 1 month to hit the floor. In the sense, 1 month, after 1 month only they start producing, becoming unproductive. So we make sure that the HR business partner is aligned with them. They are getting pretty aligned with the culture of the organization. So apart from compensation, these things are also becoming a part of now new generation hiring trend model. So one is, of course, what you have said. We've been doing a lot of retention strategies rather than giving them a salary hike of say 80%, 60%. What we do is we give them an opportunity to go for higher studies. We get this more certification done, right? Rather than giving them in the only compensations, we are getting 2 years program done for them. Say management program, which will help them to become a leader. So these all little things, small little things are really helping us, making sure that we are rewarding people on time, and that is what these workforce now need, rather than only compensation. Reward also in terms of the Amazon vouchers, or they just don't need money. So they need digital. Everything has to be digital, and it is easily utilized somewhere. So this is where this is how we are taking the journey ahead in interface. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Dipti. I think you'd be agree that hiring is slow as of now with the IT industry. In your opinion, what are the reasons why the hiring is slow as of now? And when can we expect the rise in hiring in the IT industry?
So hiring has slowed down definitely in the IT industry, and the reason are multiple, right? It's the macro environment, is the war that's been happening, and with the recent being the fight between Israel and Hamas, and God knows where the new uh, pockets of war will start. It's so interesting times that we are living at, and the new virus again in China, which is impacting children, right? And they have been very conservative about it. So we are actually in living in VUCA from a long time. So VUCA term, from the time it was developed, I think every year we always think that we have found the solution, but something or the other new keeps on coming. So whatever I have analyzed and working very closely with my CEO and try to understand the US market as such, the good part is US market is doing well, and the better part is India as a market is doing very well today. We are the fifth largest economy in the world, and it's a proud moment for us, right? So looking into all these things, Romesh, I can say that there are two sides of the coin. If it is going slow right now, April onwards, it may start booming up, and it will be a V-shaped recovery for sure, Romesh. And coming to especially tech part, I think roles into data, cloud, automation, AI, ML, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. These are the ones which will always remain evergreen because these are very, very required in today's technology landscape. So the hiring will continue. There is a lot of brightness in these roles. Whereas coming to the freshers, there might be a little bit of hiccup because a lot of organizations have actually paused on fresher hiring for 2024, which is not a great sign. And there are companies which have also announced saying that whatever offers we had made in 2023, let us absorb those people into the organization. Then we will go for the next set of campus hiring because they have not been able to honor onboarding for them. So this is one challenge that I see in terms of freshers. But for laterals, opportunities will come. But again, it will come for people, those who are very, very skilled. Because today, the dynamics has changed. There is less demand and more of supply. Unlike in 2022, where we had more of demand and less of supply, and we all ended up in the great resignation cycle. This time, the great resignation cycle may not be there, but it may pick up around the mid of 2024. Ramesh.
Yeah, absolutely, Amit. After the challenges, Dipti, I think we can move to the other part of our conversation. So I would like to know that what are the skills you see that would be on high demand in 2024, and what are the industries where we can see more jobs in coming year?
If you ask me personally, one is EV, the electric vehicle. Another is the technology hiring, technology and IT. So technology in terms of, as I have mentioned it rightly, the AutoSAR and the you have embedded, you have AutoSAR, lot many software which are involved in this particular auto sector. Third, I see a very high demand in renewable industry. The solar which is coming in, right? So that is there, of course. And then with this generation, the digitization, of course, is at peak. So e-commerce and logistic is also a big kind of industry which I personally feel will be there. So if you ask us, in our particular sector also, supply chain plays a very big role. Reason being, we are in B2B domain, but until you have supply chain is like 70% of the job is supply chain. Until unless you do not have things on time, the demand planning is not on time, and you don't have a material on time, how could you take the things forward? Because the kind of demand which is there outside, because it takes a year and a half to make one particular vehicle, and it is getting launched one and a half year or 2 years it takes. But the kind of back end work which is starts, we have very strict timelines. And of course, whatever things which you have done is, of course, you have to upgrade those things. That we say upskilling, that re-engineering part is also plays a big role for us. So these 3-4 sectors, which I personally feel, of course, they are connected with each other, but this is how I particularly foresee these are the sectors which will be really demand in India in 2024.
Yeah, right, Deepti. And one more thing I think we can add. Some telecom companies, they're also rolling out the 5G technology in coming year, 2024. So this will be also one of the area where we can see more jobs. Some Internet of Thing kind of the skills were required. That may be some e-commerce industry, some digital services. EdTech industry, we can see also some rise in EdTech industry in 2024. I mean, we are also at the end of time. So quickly, if we can have 4, 5 the talent acquisition trends for 2024.
Um, So talent trends for 2024, I think would be one around embracing AI and automation. People cannot run away from that. It is inevitable now. And they have to embrace AI and automation because AI can help in creating more efficient and effective recruitment process from chatbots, handling initial queries to algorithms that can reduce bias in candidate selection and remote hiring and global talent pools is going to become more normalized because companies are looking at hiring talent from across the globe, leading to more diverse workforces and presenting unique challenges in talent management and regulatory compliance. And there is another sector which is called as employer of record companies. They have a huge potential to grow in 2024 as well because of this remote hiring and global talent practices. Candidate experience and employer branding, we spoke about it. And with the market remaining competitive, candidate experience is going to be a top priority, encouraging companies to streamline their application processes and communicate effectively. And strong employer branding will be crucial to attract top talent. Talent is not going to wait for months together to hear about their candidature. So that is where the technology is again going to help and focus on the diversity, equity, and inclusion, three components together, because everybody has realized that a more diverse team can fuel innovation and better reflect customer demographics. And finally, skills and potential or pedigree. Now, what I mean by that is a shift towards skill-based hiring, which could reduce the emphasis on traditional education and work history in favor of demonstrated skills and potential. This trend might involve an increased use of assessment and projects in the recruitment process to gauge a candidate's capability. So skills and potential over pedigree, and we are going to notice this, quite a lot, just not in 2024, but beyond 2024.
And Dipti, what would you like to add as a talent acquisition trends for 2024?
I would like to add here the rise in internal mobility, which is the one most important part, which I personally feel, rather than taking and hiring people from outside. We have to, of course, do the rise in the internal mobility, wherein internal talent has to be nurtured. Another is the data centric recruitment is something which is pretty important, very very important. Third is the passive candidate pipeline. That is the most important thing which I see currently. You have, as you know, like the skill set is going to change, technology is going to change. What is the passive candidate pipeline which is ready? Of course, active you will be able to find it through different job boards, and then the different platforms wherein people are seeking for an opportunity. But passive candidate, this is the most important thing, because they're not seeking for an opportunity, but they have a very good skill set. How can we bring them on board? And next is the gig work and the gig economy.
Thank you so much, Amit and Dipti, for joining the conversation and sharing your wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much.